What up, you guys? We're back with another video. Like I always tell you, we are just a reaction channel. We are not a news channel where we would go and find out information, talk to someone, and do a deep dive into their history. No, we are just reacting. So, just like when you put on your best outfit, you go out, you never know who you might meet because they might look at you a certain way because you present yourself a certain way. Or when you go into a job interview, you want to put on your best look to look a certain way and present yourself a certain way because the first time they see you, or the first encounter, the best encounter, you know, um, same thing here. The first thing I see and how a person come across is what I see. I don't know if that's them. They probably be a totally different person, but I'm going off of what I see. Like the video, sub to the channel. Let's get into it, chat. We mute. I try and mute all commercials over here.
Woman, just like Melvin, to say a woman, her past was that she just they used to strip, right? 10 years prior to meeting
Melvin's?
No, just say a woman.
Oh,
and
okay.
just like, instead of it being Melvin, it's a woman. In her past, she used to strip, but now she's gone on and she's gotten her bachelor's degree and this, that, and the third. And her stripping career was what paid for that bachelor's degree. Now she's, graduated and onto her career. She meets a man. Will he look at that past the same as what you were saying is like, oh, I can't bring her into my future. She used to shake her.
It depends. If she was only stripping, she didn't have clients, as in, hey, can we go to the back room? Or what you doing after work? Or, if it depends on how she conducted herself. If all she did was go to work and she used that as a job, go to school, which is highly unlikely, but let's just say if that's what you're getting at, it's not as bad. I could deal with it. Me personally, I
Correct.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and answer this issue.
Wow, Cooley. I forgot you were here. Hi.
Yeah, because y'all be talking a lot.
He was asleep in the corner over here.
No, I'm just letting y'all speak.
Look at his eyes. He was asleep.
But yes, like Cooley said, we do care about your past. Once we hear that you did anything promiscuous in the past, whether it's be a stripper or a prostitute or just known to sleep around with plenty of guys.
That's not what I said.
I'm just giving an example. That's an automatic no for most men.
But that's not what I was saying.
Including stripper.
Okay, but
we don't care. We don't care if you.
It's sex work. So strip work is a form of sex work, and the reason why. And think about it, like when we get married, hypothetically, say if we got married, you take my last name. Mm-hmm. So the last name means something. If you are a stripper, if you was a stripper, it doesn't matter. Your reputation. What I'm saying is your reputation still carries with you. So the person that I'm giving my last name to, I want her to have a good reputation, not a bad reputation. Now, if we change it, if we say that like the woman got locked up and did some time versus the woman that was on a stripper pole, we'll take the chick that was in prison rather than the chick that was on a stripper pole.
What guys don't,
like I say, it depends. It depends on the crime that the woman in prison did, and it depends on what the woman on the stripper pole was doing and how she conducted herself. It all matters to me. Some people, they'll be like, man, she was a stripper. Cool. But was she one of them strippers where she not just on the pole, she letting dudes, she on their lap, she taking them to private rooms, you know, she going all the way out. She not just on the pole dancing, you know, because some bottle girls could be worse than strippers, you know, or you could have other workers who are worse than strippers, you know. So it ain't got to be just in the club. So that's why, me personally, it depend on how she conducted herself, or how she conduct herself. You want to say, you know, just like I'm saying right here. For instance, person in jail, what crime did they commit? You know, because I'm not finna get someone who shot their husband, and I can look and see that the husband ain't really do nothing. She just, you know what I'm saying? He caught her cheating, or you know, it depends on what crime she committed.
Don't want is
Crazy.
if I'm dating a girl and she used to be a stripper and I take her to an event with all my friends, the most embarrassing thing for a minute is if they come to us like, yo,
I was slapping her booty at, I was
I was
ripping that
telling
thing
her
up.
bad.
See, that's the part I'm talking about. If they was only just fantasizing, like, man, I wish I could touch on her. That's the only girl that don't let nobody touch on her. Nothing. Cool, I could deal with that, cause people gonna fantasize over your girl anyway. You know what I'm saying? And she only did that to get through school. But it wasn't no, you know what I'm saying? People wasn't touching on her. I could deal with that. You know, cause if we go in public somewhere, even if she wasn't doing that, you know how people, you know, a lot of females like to dress and want to show their body off or whatever. You know, you can't really control them. You know, so what you gonna do? But then at the same time, even if she was to dress nice and she got a nice body, people still gonna look. It's still gonna have a turning eye. So what you gonna do? You know what I mean? So that's why I say it wouldn't too much bother me with her being a professional dancer. You know, but you know, if you depending on how you went about your life, that's what mattered to me.
See, I had in a private room. I did this to her. I did that to her.
Twirling around like.
That's why I like to get to know people. I don't just go off of, you know, first encounters or whatever. Like, yeah, you look nice, that'll get my attention, you know, but I need to get to know you, get to know your past, and all that. You know, that's why body count matter. Nigga don't want nobody with 100 men behind her.
That's the most embarrassing thing for a guy, whether you ladies agree with it.
And the crazy thing is, she did all that for another man and didn't even do it for you.
That's the worst part.
But what if she did that in a different state and then you took her to somewhere nobody knows her?
It doesn't matter.
There's no reputation.
It doesn't matter if you did it in heaven or hell. If we find out, she's a dog.
But what about men too? Men strip too.
That's why you
and men
single,
shake their
Eve,
booty
be
and
quiet.
men
Well,
and they
you
killing
ladies
me.
don't remember. You don't.
And that always be a woman trying to deflect. A man do this, a man do that, but y'all don't go after them type of men, do you? You know? Most of y'all don't want them type of men. Y'all like it for that, you know, whatever it is that you know, but do you actually want him as a man? No, y'all don't be, you know, so same here. Why do you think we don't really want that as a woman? We don't want you for a woman. You know, it's fun. Just like same thing. They don't like to look at it like that though.
Really
You
care
so
about the
convicted
man's
with what you
now.
say.
I know I'm
Girls, but I'm just saying, you're so convicted with what you say. Like, you say that from the deepest part of your
Yes, because
love.
I mean what
But
I
9
say.
times out of 10, it's
wrong, it's
listen, I'm gonna keep my
judgmental.
mouth shut.
Very
A
judgmental.
lot
This is
of
not
the times when
fugazi.
it comes down to it, it's half-hearted with a lot of the things that you guys go so hard.
It's not. All it is, y'all like to mix feelings. Fun is fun. Being in love is being in love. Having feelings for someone or being attracted to something or something about someone is all different. But y'all like to try and mix things up and try to understand a man instead of understanding yourself and going off of how you should go about things or whatever. Nah, you want to try and play man games and try to figure out a man. And that's the stupid part. A man ain't trying to sit here and figure you out. We already know that you lost up here in this aspect of things. Now you probably have knowledge about other things, yes, but trying to just understand us and the logic of how we see things and just try and make it as simple as possible. You guys is not on board with that. You guys go all the way around and try to understand it before you just look at it as blatantly as we try to put it. Because you got all your feelings mixed and trapped, like I said in the beginning. But let's get back into the video.
On, because at the end of the day, whichever woman catches your heart and really is rocking with you, and you can feel that from the deepest part of where you just said that from, it ain't gonna matter where she came from.
Yes, it will.
Yes, it do. Yes, it do.
Nah, but that's you.
That's
you.
I'm
not saying, okay, a full-fledged dude, of course you're not gonna give that your last name. You're not
stripper
gonna
too.
take.
Okay, so
Bruh,
stripper
stop
too.
it.
That's
I
you.
used to
That's
dance
your
and I've
opinion.
never in my life been
What about
completely
a felon?
nude. Okay, so you're sitting up there
doesn't
telling
matter.
me that I would never
Okay.
be married because of the fact that I used to
So-
dance.
I never said that.
sounds
Stop
crazy.
putting words in my mouth.
No, but I'm just saying. But you're saying, you literally just said, why would I want to give a woman my last name if she's been out there? The last thing.
We talking for us. We're not saying you're not gonna be able to. It is plenty men out there that do this. Just like the woman who got on the internet, said she had relations with 100 men within one day or something like that, or whatever the real record is. She ended up having a baby for someone. I'm quite sure somebody might be willing to marry her. And then they probably don't even know about, everyone probably don't even know about her video or her past. So we're not saying that you're not going to be able to, because every guy you come across not going to just up and know, oh man, this girl from the Fresh and Fit show, or oh man, she used to dance in her past, unless you just tell them and let them decide. But then, even if that, every guy is not gonna say, nah, I ain't gonna choose to marry you. It might not be the guy you looking for, but it's gonna be some guy who is still gonna be willing to marry you. Man, these ladies.
Guy wants to do is to know that the girl's been out there with another guy town.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what
Some
we
guys don't even care about
the same
that.
way you women care about a man having money, being able to take care of you, being competent, etc., etc. Instead of being 6'4", we care about a woman's passion, her being sexual and being a whore.
Okay, so you date
we don't
Jennifer
want
Lopez, a Beyonce, all them. They
Thank God
wear the
that's not
same
all men.
thing and go and perform. Now, okay, just say the stripper is not a stripper.
First of
She's
all,
an artist,
I know you're
a
not
singer,
comparing
and
Beyonce to a stripper.
Jennifer Lopez dead ass was just on the freaking Super Bowl stripping, dancing on a stripper pole. One of the Jenny from the Block. Stop playing like she's not a Beyonce.
Please, I don't want
Again,
Jennifer
but
Lopez.
stop playing like she wasn't a Beyonce in her own sense. And I'm not just saying, oh, Beyonce's a stripper, but she still wears that strippers wear.
So let me
Crawling
ask
on the
you a
ground,
question.
Hitting
singing
home,
songs.
isn't it?
Yeah,
No,
let
I'm
me-
just
let me
saying,
ask
when
you
it
a
comes
question.
down to it, you guys can sit up there and try and degrade certain situations
First of all-
and look at it as a character flaw because of what? The sexualities are heightened?
So first of all,
The sexuality is heightened?
a woman stripping is she's degrading herself, not me. How can
No,
I
it's
degrade?
not degrade.
That's a fact. A woman when we talk about women, or when we go and look at y'all Instagram, like y'all photos, because you want to show off your body and it's attractive to us, and you know it's attractive to us, but you want to say that you do it for yourself, because you know it's gonna get some likes and all this stuff, and it's gonna boost your ego. So that's how you do it for yourself, right? Anyways, how you gonna try and flip it around on the men and say it's our fault for saying, yeah, it looked good, yeah, we like that, but that ain't something that we want as our own because it showed off to the world. So you mad at us? You mad at us because of that? Stop doing it. That's all it is. Yeah, we like that. Yeah, it looked good. But that ain't something that we just want to call our own. Yeah, we'll have fun with it. Yeah, we'll have it as our sneaky link or whatever the case may be, because it attract us. And you know, probably got us in a moment or whatever the case may be. But it ain't something we want as our own. What is wrong with y'all? What y'all don't understand?
How are you gonna be on the stripper pole and you say I'm the one degrading you?
I said you want to try and degrade women and put it as if they're
Yes, I'm degrading
expressing their
strippers, prostitutes.
sexuality.
Yes, you're correct. I'm degrading
Because you're mixing
strippers.
them.
But I can't pay my rent.
Damn right. If you degrade yourself, I'm gonna degrade you with you. If you want to walk out the house with that type of clothing on, and that's how I look at you.
OnlyFans models, chicks that sleep around with 100,000s of men that are the town whore. Yes, I'm degrading them. Look, I'm sorry, but like women who sexualize themselves never been respected in all of history. When a woman,
the main thing on mainstream media is sexualization of women. What are you talking about? You literally,
because it look good to us. If we like it, that don't mean that we want it as our own. What you don't understand about it, you know, stop doing it. That's all you got to do. Just stop doing it, and then it'll be something different. You know, we wouldn't be able to be. They wouldn't be so glamorized off. You know, like be a lady. We'll glamorize that. A woman sitting down, not saying too much, having a conversation, but not over yelling like you're doing and being aggressive with it, and you know, just having more understanding than wanting to get a point across or express your feelings. Get out your emotional thinking and get the logic. That's what a lot of women don't want. They be thinking emotions can overcome logic, and it don't work like that.
sit there and watch and sit there and get your kicks off over women. The whole society is built off of exploiting women. Your whole.
All right, chat. I messed it up, but anyways, I was done with it anyways. Like I said, we like it. We enjoy it. It's nice. You look good, especially when you want to show it off, so why not? You know, it ain't as if I'm saying, hey, take out some more clothes and I'm going to pay you more. Nah, that's something you doing already, so why not get you on camera, and instead of me just paying you, I could get money from this too. So I'm a director, and I know that this is what people want, and you want to dress, and you choosing to dress like this, so why not? Yes, it's gonna get the men's attention because this is what they look at. Beautiful. It's money being made, baby. That's the way of the world, you know. You got a product and you sell it, and people gonna want to buy it if it's a good product, you know. So hey, Beyonce, Cardi B, you got all these beautiful women out here that's showing you their body or whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. And then, you know, you got the kids and everybody that's catching on to it. We always been talking about this. Us men always been addressing it. But now you feel as if, well, then you should stop watching it. You should stop. No. What? What do you mean? You should have more control over yourself. I got control over myself, but she ain't got control over herself. She throwing herself on me. She coming outside basically like, look over here. You even looking. You see it. That's why you looking all up inside your man's head. Like, I wish you would look over there. Come on now. Come on now. So, hey, hit the like, sub to the channel. Hope y'all enjoy this video. Hopefully everything went good without too much of a lag. And, you know, we good.